Everyone has moments in life that they feel proud of. Moments that stand out, not because they were easy, but because they took effort, courage, and determination. Today, I want to talk about one of my own achievements, something that I'm truly proud of. It's not about fame or money. It's about growth, overcoming challenges, and proving to myself that I could do something I once thought was impossible. Before I share my story, if you're learning English and want to get better every day with real examples and practical tips, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Ali Trainings Official, and turn on the notifications. Every video we post is designed to help you become more fluent, more confident, and more ready to use English in real life. Now let's get back to the topic, an achievement I'm proud of. A few years ago, I made a decision to improve my English speaking skills. At that time, I could write fairly well, and I understood English when I read it or heard it. But when it came to speaking, I struggled. I was nervous, unsure, and afraid of making mistakes. Even basic conversations made me feel anxious. I used to avoid talking in English in front of others because I didn't want to sound silly. One day, something changed. I was asked to give a short introduction in English during a class presentation. It was only 2 minutes, but for me it felt like standing in front of the whole world. I wrote down my introduction, practiced it many times in front of the mirror, and recorded myself speaking. I knew it wasn't perfect, but I was determined to try. The day of the presentation came and I stood in front of my classmates with my heart racing. My hands were cold and my mind was full of fear. But then I remembered something my teacher once said. Nobody becomes fluent by staying silent. That sentence gave me the courage to begin. I took a deep breath, smiled, and started to speak. I made a few small mistakes, but I didn't stop. I completed my introduction, and to my surprise, everyone clapped. A few students even came up to me afterward and said, "Well done." That moment changed everything. It was small, but it felt huge to me. From that day on, I started speaking more English, even if it was just to myself. I joined a local English speaking club. I started reading aloud every day, talking about my daily routine, and recording my voice to track progress. Week by week, I got better. The fear didn't go away completely, but it started to shrink, and my confidence began to grow. After about 6 months, I gave a short speech at a school event, this time without reading from paper. I spoke naturally, with confidence, and I saw people really listening to what I was saying. That was the moment I knew I had achieved something I once thought was impossible. I had become someone who could express thoughts clearly in English, in front of others. This achievement might sound small to some people, but to me it meant breaking a barrier. It meant facing a fear, working hard, and not giving up. Even when it was uncomfortable, it showed me that I am capable of learning, of growing, and of stepping outside my comfort zone. So, what can you take from this? Whether you're preparing for IELTS, learning English for work, or just trying to improve for daily life, remember this. Every small achievement counts. Maybe you answered a question in class. Maybe you ordered food in English without hesitation. Maybe you understood a full article without using a dictionary. These are not small wins. These are signs that you are moving forward. When you talk about an achievement in English, especially in exams like IELTS, try to follow a simple structure. Start with a short introduction of what the achievement is. Then explain the situation. When it happened, what the challenge was, and how you felt. After that, describe the actions you took to achieve your goal. Finally, talk about the result and what it meant to you. This clear structure helps the listener follow your story easily. Use past tense because you're describing something that already happened. Use simple but correct language. Don't try to impress with difficult words. Impress with your clarity and confidence. And here's a tip. Practice telling your achievement story out loud. Record yourself. Listen to the recording. Fix any parts that sound awkward or unclear. Over time, you'll get better at speaking about personal experiences. And this is one of the most valuable skills in English communication. Now take a moment to think. What's your achievement? It doesn't have to be big. Maybe you helped someone, passed a difficult test, learned a new skill, or simply stuck with your studies during a tough time. That's worth talking about. That's your story, and your story matters. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope sharing my story inspired you to think about your own journey and gave you a clear example of how to talk about achievements in English. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and never stop learning. If you enjoyed this lesson, please like the video, share it with someone who's also learning English, and subscribe to our channel, Ali Trainings Official, where we're here to support your English learning journey with real stories, useful tips, and everyday language you can actually use. Thank you so much for watching. Stay motivated, stay strong, and remember, every step you take brings you closer to your goal. See you in the next video.